Hello and welcome everyone to another stream here in Togoris MTG. This is my first stream in English, back in English. I streamed in English in the past, but for the last 3 years I have been streaming in Spanish. So now we have switched back to English. So maybe I'm a bit rusty with my streaming skills in English, but let's go into the games. We're playing Domain Zoo today. This is a very normal Domain Zoo deck. We have the Data Triumph with Steamens and Thundering Falls, Hello Warfreak, Arena of Glory, 4 Flage, 4 Fables, Cabus, Ragavans, some Consigned to Memory. This combos with our Flage, and also it's good against all the Eldrazi running rampant through the format. And then we have also a very normal sideboard with Wrath of the Skies and Clarion Conqueror against all the Ursa Saga decks, some Thralls, more Consigned, obviously the 4 Consigns is everywhere, and then some Graveyard Tate, Enchantment Tate, Dumping Sphere, and Dispute. So let's just jump into the games. We have to write in English what you want. Usually, if you are fine with English answers, I answer in English. Sometimes, if they ask in Spanish, I will maybe answer in Spanish. Depends. So let's see. Okay, we are here in round 1 against Keps, which is maybe playing Eldrazi. I'm not sure. We're gonna keep this hand. We have Leyline, we have Ragavan. We have only 1 land, but that's fine. Usually against Eldrazi, Leyline Draco is not that great. This seems like Broodscale. I'm going for Ragavan on turn 1 and see what happens. They're playing Broodscale. We don't want to waste a bolt on their Rumble, Pithing Needle, Stirrings, Forest, Broodscale. Are we getting Broodscale? Yes. This is Broodscale. Poseiju into Drum. Okay. Drawing land here is crazy good. I'm just gonna fetch and search for, I guess, Steam Vents. Here you want to have a land so that this doesn't... they destroy your Leyline and you don't are taken out of lands. And here now we have Trample and First Strike, so that means that our Ragavan will connect. Rubik's, thanks for the 12 months of subscription. Exile Eldrazi Temple. Hello Alex. Ancient Stirrings. We have a Bolt, we have a Fast Clock, they keep Poseiju. Poseiju on Leyline can be tricky, but another Rumble. So 1, 2. They have 5 card types in the graveyard. Emrakul, Tesseret, Halfling is chosen. So we know 3 out of 5 cards in our opponent's hand. They might want to... oh, they play Poseiju, which is very good for me. They play another Halfling. Nice. And with the Halfling, they play Soulguide Lantern. I don't care much about this. So they're playing No Flames. I think there are no flames in our deck. They are Consigns and Stubborn, so no flames. I think I'm gonna attack with both because they can block, but it doesn't do much. And I don't need the mana right now, so if they just jump here, we are fine. This is 6, and I have another 6. This is 12. They go to 3. Broodscale. Green. Put Broodscale on board. And here I have double removal against 3 cards. I don't think they will be able to win this game, but I have played against this opponent in the past quite a lot, and they are pretty good. Want 1. So we want Clarion Conqueror. We probably want Wrath of the Sky, Consign to Memory, Wear Tear. I don't think Wrath of the Sky is that great. It's a very good card, but Thrall does something against the trigger of 1 damage trigger of Raker. Leyline. I think Leyline is great in this matchup. Stubborn Daniel is also not shining. Nihil Spellbomb. I have Consign to Memory. And thank you for the 28 months subscription.
Buenas, de vuelta a la rutina, but now in English.
So we have a 1 lander with Consign, Lightning Bolt. This hand, if we changed a Flage for a land, it will be pretty decent. But I don't have any pressure, so I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, this hand is quite good. Probably building Kabu or Flage. I think Flage. I need to draw Temple Garden to get out. Are we in English, please? Mod in the chat. Yes. possible, yes. Okay, I'm gonna play Steam Vents. Lena, thanks for the subscription. Welcome. So here play Ragavan. More halflings. This now activates a consider command. We have to be aware of that. There it is. I'm going to attack. Block, sure. My hands is not the greatest. So they have a temple, which I attack it into the halfling so that they don't have the colorless mana, but they still have the temple. So this is a weird tap. They tapped for more. Maybe they misclicked on the card they wanted to play. Flashbreaker, 2 cards, one of them being consider command. And they miss it on 1 token, which is something. Saga. I don't think I can win this game now. I can cast no spells in my hand. Yeah, I keep a 6 land hand that was not good enough. I think it happens. Okay, this is a fine hand. We have Portico into Steam Vents into... I'm gonna keep the Wrath of the Skies. Blue, red, white. I don't have any other blue land, right? Blue, red... No. Stirrings. Stirrings is always good. Stirrings is like the worst card they can play on turn 1. It's just a cantrip that doesn't get them ahead. Makes no mana, makes nothing special. Blue, red, Steam Vents, and Kavu. Go. Broodscale. And going to play land. Attack. Discard a card. Draw a card. Yo, thanks for the follow. On top of blue, I have another Steam Vents. Black. I hit for 5 and play Ragavan. Now I have Consign with 1 Replicate or Leyline Binding. This is exactly the spot where you want to be. Situations where you have a lot of defensive cards and some aggressive threats, so you just start time walking them for a lot of value. Sure, yes. It's fine. Say you Lantern, that doesn't matter much. Here I'm gonna hit with both. I'm gonna discard the land. I can block here, but this means that my Leyline Binding will unlock again to life. Sure. I exile my graveyard. Yeah, they misclicked. I wanted to draw. Eldrazi Temple comes down, and here is Flash Raker. I'm gonna counter this. This makes a ton of blockers that I don't want to see. Sword. Sword is a card. Equip. I'm going to cast Leyline Binding on the Broodscale. Let's see what they draw. Another Leyline Binding. Here I discard Wrath of the Skies. Play Fable. They're at 7. I have 1 defensive card. Rumble for lands. Saga or Temple. I could have Kozilek Command and Kozilek for Eldrazi Temple. What's the Escape Mage? Sure. I'm going to Binding the Broodscale again. I'm not gonna discard. I think those 2 cards are pretty. Exile up to 1 target card. I'm gonna exile Enchantment and Land in Ursa Saga. Now they have to choose if block, double block, no blocks. Probably it's just block. Okay, I'm fine with double block. 1 card remaining. 7. So that's it. 2 cards. And it depends what they have in hand. We'll go for lethal, but I don't know if they were tapped. They were full tapped. Discard a card. Yeah, maybe. We go to 2. Here we do the classic. We are casting Flage. We could cast Bolt, which is easier, but you never know who can weather the storm or whatever. Okay, we win the game by flaging. Okay, 1-0 into this league. Game 2 against Medical. Tap lands into not a very strong hand. Okay, this hand is mostly the same, but we have ley lines, so I'll keep it. No flame still feels weird. Yeah, sometimes. We can draw a land, and we have a surveil. We can also draw leyline, which is always on prime. Okay, we draw the second land. So now we can do a turn 2 Ragavan with Stubborn Daniel backup. I don't know what my opponent is playing. Discharge. Sure. Hello, where's he there? Okay, they fetch for Hallowed. So they're probably playing Jeskai control? Yes, sure. They could Teferi me now. Going to cast Ragavan. No spell. They might have Flage for my Ragavan. They probably would have not discharged if they had Flage. Tef. Yeah. This game is going downhill. I'm gonna attack my opponent instead of Teferi because I want to use the Bolt on the Teferi. Thundertrap Trainer. I'm going to play the Thundertrap Trainer. I could bounce it with Teferi later, but whatever. I get Bolt. Ragavan goes back to my hand. They survive and got to 15. The Fairy pluses. Mountain is played. And the Traptainer that fetches Lorien revealed. I'm going to play Bolt on the Fairy. To start with. Player of Daniel. Sure. I have more bolts of them. I'm gonna hold double Stubborn. I think Ragavan is not a huge necessity. If they play Lorien just cast, I can Stubborn it. They play a land. I'm going to Stubborn. They're going to pay. I'm going to Stubborn again. This is like playing Fossil Will on the... I'm losing 2 cards so that they don't draw 3 cards. So if this is the strongest play they can make, I'm okay. I should fetch here. Cast with Dash. Hello, I'm fine. Next. With 2 mana, Ragavan is not the strongest. You usually need it to be 3 mana to be in his prime against this deck to get spells. Ragavan comes back. Seer to Boras. Like I'm a knight from the 13-year 100. Enough glory, that means they're playing Flage, and this is another Lorien, no? Wrath of the Skies exists for... Sure, they get from the Trap Trainer back, and Spell Snare. Surveil... Kavu. It's not an amazing card, but... Because of the Spell Snare, but... I have 3 cards. Going to attack, they are going to block. I better my body, and today... A day of my work, yeah. You have to recover. Flame of Honor, draw 2. Okay, this is fine. We killed the Thunder Trap Trainer, so they don't get that value. And I cannot get black-red with this, sadly. I need to get something that's not green, white, red, blue. Green, red, white, blue. Here you always have to click the green mana, the last one, because if not you will have to redo everything. Why not Ragavan plus Kavu with haste? Because my opponent has a Spell Snare in hand that we know about. So cast this is a bit into the void. Flage, and Flage comes back. Yeah, okay, I think I'm lost. Okay, we take Mythical Dispute. Consent to Memory is not great. Nihil Spellbomb is quite good. Leyline is good. Leyline is bad against Wrath of the Skies, but good against all the rest. Clarion is good against Teferi. It's a threat. It's good against Teferi. It's bad against Flage. And I don't like this. Bolts more than Leyline Mini. I can probably shave off a fetch. It's a very long matchup where I would probably get up flooded. People undervalue or almost never cut fetch lands in post-board games, which I think it's very, very useful. Okay, we have turn to Kavu. I'm only going to play 1 Leyline. I guess I surveil first. Can you summon a Kavu's Lord? I'm going to play a Kavu's Lord. Can WhatsApp Kavu's Lord. Gladly gonna come and tell me how I have to play Kavu. I'll play it on turn 2. Spell Snare, yes. Spell Snare, no. Here having the full Kavu is great because this allows you to... This survives Galvanic, not the draw spell plus Galvanic, but it is what it is. Mountain and Trainer. Consent to Memory. Okay, here... I'm just getting... Flage down. Flage means 2 more damage and I have the Flage in the graveyard, which is always. I can attack, draw this card. It's more discard draw. Leyline goes. I draw another Kavu. So next turn I can double fetch and get Flage. Maybe I do it, maybe not. Flage means 12 damage. Discard a card, draw a card. I'm going to surveil first. Okay, this was the exact card I wanted. I discard another Leyline. Him a Flame of Honor. I don't think so because they didn't do it before combat, so discharge, sure. So they are just setting up a Wrath, which is not crazy good because I have Stubborn. They need Wrath plus something like Solitude, and even if they have that, they don't have Solitude for the Flage. Arena of Glory and haste for creature spells. Flage, sure. They're going to consign it. 3 damage there. I play Leyline Binding on the Flage and game over. Same sideboard plan. We don't have Dracos on 2 because this is a tap land and we cannot get Domain, but the stat is still strong. I'm going to search for Triumph. Trainer, sure. Counterspell. This is one of the least nice counterspells in Magic set. Okay, I play Thundering Falls. Stubborn is good. Here they are going to counterspell my Draco, which is fine. They counterspell it. They could try to Flame of Honor it, but there's a trade we had to make. Land comes down. They swing for 1 Bolt on the trainer, so they cannot use Flare or any other card like that. Another Draco can have Consign, Counterspell, Flare. What is this? Snapcaster, sure. Hi, Dario. Stubborn. They can have now Flame of Honor, which is probably something that's going to win the game for them. Yeah, but you have to play your cards into their spells. Will be easier if I have ally line. You have 12 damage in hand. Those are some numbers. I'm just gonna try to burn them down. They're attacking for 3 each turn. I am gaining 3, so not winning the damage race, but probably the card draw race. This is 4 mana. Double Thunder to Trainer. Okay, console the charts and consign to memory. I don't think I'm winning this game, but can play Fletch with haste. I can just play Fletch. My opponent is gonna no flare on it. This is weird. Now I have lethal damage. Path Exile, sure. That's for my mountain. Okay, this ended better as expected. If they go to 6. If. Now I can cast this with haste. Hello, Miguel. This also has haste. We are playing on cover burn. Yeah, maybe yes. Consign, sure. H dice. Discard a card. Draw a card. Oh, this can be good. A champ, sure. I consult the charts. Oh, 6. 6 seems like a magic number. Flame of Honor to the graveyard. Why you send Flame of Honor to the graveyard? Because you have another Flame of Honor. So this is like the best card they can have right now. Okay, yeah. Of course they had another one. What's this? Their own Fletch. That's bad for me. Very, very bad for me. Very, very, very bad. Okay, they are at 6, back again. They have 1 more surveillance, but they're going to 8 next turn. They still have 1 Flare of Daniel in hand. I go to 8, they go to 8, I go to 4, go to 3 with 5 cards. With a fetch, Rush Portico, Surveil, put probably on bottom. Ooh, red, missing mana. Red, white, Blage. I'm missing on 1 red mana or blue. This is getting flared. Sure, I die. Yeah, that was. This matchup is always hard. On my Metafrail profile, you will find all my competitive Magic the Gathering content. You will get deck and sideboard guides, articles with ideas and analysis, and even the decks I will be playing in my next big tournament. I offer one-to-one coaching sessions to help take your game to the next level. Following is completely free, so hit the subscribe button and keep up with everything I post on metafy.gg. Okay, we're back. So remember, today at the end of the stream, I'm going to give away 5 packs of 120 play points. Round 3 against Lightning Bolt 1. TFP, thanks for the follow. Gotcha, thanks for the 10 months of subscription. Thank you very much. So, here we go. I guess I have to take Steam Vents. I have a turn 3 domain. Meticulous Archive, that means they may be playing also white or probably Esper. I swing with Ragavan. I put a card on top that's probably a land. Doorkeeper Thrall. This is a very decent card for me to draw and play. This is a card I play in my own deck, so yeah, I'm going to cast it. That means that if I draw land, I can play Fletch next turn, but if not, I can do it after Ragavan hits. What deck plays Meticulous Archive and Doorkeeper Thrall? I don't really know. I think that the only deck that plays it is Sue, but they don't play Meticulous Archive, so I don't know. Probably a deck with, maybe some kind of Jeskai scam. Okay, Subtlety comes down and I bolt it. I can bending it to No More Lies. Sure. I'm going to bending it. No More Lies. That's a card. That's a card that's pretty decent against Fletch. More Subtleties. Okay, sure. You have 1 card remaining. They're probably killing my Ragavan. So, think Antiferry, sure. You have 2 lands and 2 cards in hand. That's not a lot. 1 card in hand. Swing for 1. We are not winning a race yet, but for some reason Fletch is used to do this. Maybe they have another no more lies. That would be a bit of a problem, but they don't have energy. Solitude doesn't work. They didn't play Teferi last turn, so 9, 10, Surveil, Steam went into the graveyard. Not attacking. That's something. They're tanking in my upkeep. You have something, or just play a spell if they weren't their turn. I'm gonna attack with Flage only. I can't have a consign to memory for my damage. Put it faces out. Okay, this is just I save my creature, but you get 6 damage. I made English stream. What do you think about the new 2GG card in Eldrazi? We are going to play it after this league, so there I will tell. I think it can be decent. Isatil Explorer table, which triggers because this only stops creatures and artifacts, but this is also not a trigger when entering the battlefield. This a Saga Lord counter. Waska. Thanks for joining. Solitude goes to the graveyard and Subtlety comes back. You can get Temple Garden. Opponent is at 6, so we have exactly lethal with 3 damage here and 3 from here. So that's easy peasy. Thanks for playing the other day, the Stinky Mono White Destroy Land deck. You're the best. You're welcome. It was. I read it in the chat and it was. I saw it in the 5-0 dumps and I say, why I haven't played this deck? Okay, I guess Nihil Spellbomb is a decent card because they have Flage. And the rest of stuff is not that great. Double Denial is medium. Consign can be decent. Just taking out a Evoke trigger or a Solitude trigger. Nihil, Leyland, Draco. I need 1 land to finish my domain, but it seems decent. Hallowed Fountain untapped. Maybe they want to scam me on turn 1. I have Ragavan, they play Solitude. I think that's the reason. If they don't play any spell, they have probably an elemental and they wanted to scam it. So we are going to be quite aware of that. Just play a slow game and they will crumble. I think the English streaming is a good idea. It really increases the target audience. Yeah, that's one of the plans. Let's see how it works. Here I can get the Blood Crypt. I can get Ragavan. And to get Ragavan. So you have a sexy voice. I don't think so. No, I think no one likes his own voice. They can normalize it, but I'm fine. We are fine trading while they don't have pressure. If they had some pressure, we will go into a more risky line. But while they don't, I don't care. They live afraid. Okay, 2 damage. They can play Flage and scam it. Not scam it. More play consign or that card that banishes it, faces it. But I'm ready. Which deck do you play next tournament? I don't know. My next tournament, big tournament, is I guess Geist of Sundraft. This is a card. Geist of Sundraft. I was not expecting this. I was not expecting Geist. What's the year? I think this person joined with his Modern 2015 deck. Speaking about Modern 2015, the other day I built the deck, my deck for the format. So here it is. And I goldfished some games. The deck is so sweet. Classic ad nauseam. Okay, this is a game they wanted to play earlier. Now, after Geist, I expect of my opponent plays Remand. We don't have mana, but they can blink it. But if the card they have is the Exile one, I can work with this because it faces it out. If it's an Ephemerate, then but I don't think that this deck plays Ephemerate. It's like more of a 4 consync for card that blinks. Okay, my opponent consigned his own spell. Be careful with the Restoration Angels. Okay, they had the wrong card. It was like a 50-50 chance. That's 10. No, that's 9. I got 7. This is exiled. Draco. If they play a Restoration Angel. We have lethal on the air. Not lethal yet. I could block here and go to 1. Replicate that. So I guess I have to play Ragavan and block Geist. Ah no, that's lethal. If I do this, I am dead. No, block here, 7. In the air. I cannot do that. So now I go to 1. Me dying here with my 3 leyline bindings. Not what I expected. They have... Okay, they managed to tempo me out. And I had 3 leyline bindings and they did not. Okay, sure. I'm gonna play Mystical Dispute. I have to put them in. They countergeist, which seems like a troublesome card. Okay. Game 2. We have Domain on turn 2 and a lot of lands. But I think I like this hand. It's a bit soft to things, but I'm going to probably start with playing Draco on turn 3 to have the speed back up. This gets Steam Vents, Geist of Centraf. That's a card. No more lies. Okay, my opponent tapped out with a Surveillance, so I'm just gonna slam the Draco with no hesitation. I didn't want to get consigned because I didn't expect my opponent plays a land that enters tapped on turn 1. Okay, no plays. I'm gonna play my land first. Classic plan of hit 5 times, win the game. Pure Creeper Thrall. Sure. Not afraid about Solitudes or anything else anymore. I can dispute their Fletch if they play it. I could also just threaten with kill this. I don't have anything now, but that's something I can do. If they play Fletch, I could just bolt this. Green, white, blue, red. This Null Drifter. That's a 4/4. I can counter this. I think it's not fine because it can be a problem. Even if I resolve the ley line, red, blue, white, green. They draw 2. They have a lot of cards, but Solitude does nothing. I will have my Evangelion next turn, thanks to Leyline of the Guild Plaque. Light leylines are the worst or the best leylines, that's sure. Red, white, blue, mana. Not many ways to... Okay, you have a Thrall, so this does nothing. I go to 18. My opponent was like, oh, I'm going to play Solitude, I'm so smart. It's not gonna work. The big reason I played Leyline over any other thing is because I knew that Solitude was turned off. Why does this card has a circle in the middle of the card and a red on the bottom? Fletch, yeah. Yeah, this Fletch exists, but I don't think this Fletch is going to raise my Scion by any means. Ooh, I can attack with this. Doesn't do much. Surveil, blue, red. Oh, another Draco. Going to attack here. This blocks. Reds. I'm going to play Cavo. My opponent is at 6. How do you get rid of Leyline of the do nothing until it does everything? I would have heisted the Cavo. That's Vigilance and First Strike. And what do you do against this? They block with a 6/6 and you do 5 damage, nothing happens, they kill it, you lose your Cabo. Also, it makes not sense to haste the Cabo against Fletch because it does nothing. Yeah, it doesn't fly, obviously. It has many other abilities. It's like Hexproof, Lifelink, Trample, Vigilance, but no flying or Shadow. But it's going to attack with Fletch. I can double block it, which maybe can be a trap. I'm not going to block it. They have some wear terror, so it could go very, very bad for me. I'm just gonna haste with Arena of Glory and win the game. So this has trample, so they get exactly 9 damage. And they could play something like Teferi. Teferi bones my leyline, and I can still Arena plus leyline. No more lies. This card is very good against Fletch whenever you get it. Okay, so exert, play Draco for 2. My opponent cannot subtlety it. They can consign, okay. They can consign, and that's mostly the play they have. They are thinking about this, and thinking is good for me. Maybe they are thinking if they can play consign and another spell. That's exactly 9 damage. Brazen Borrower. I don't think that's a card that is played in Modern that much. They could do like Galvanic their Thrall and Solitude me, but this doesn't work with double Cabo. Attack, discard a card, draw a card. What's their plan? Another leyline? Sure. They are blocking, so they are not evoking any subtleties before blocks. This has trample, my friend, and First Strike. Even if you remove leyline, this has trample. This still has trample. And First Strike. Okay. Red Villian, thanks for the follow. Okay, so much thinking just to lose anyway. Okay, 2-1. Round 3 against Arspring Kvun. That's his name. That's not very easy to read. Classic Looting Thrall, yeah? It's almost like Blood Moon. Keep. Here I'm going to get the Warrior of Destiny. Steam Vents, because if I get Steam Vents, I can play turn 2 Scion with a trio. Karkan, Kozilek, so they're probably putting a land on top. And Ursa's Power Plant, sure. Eldrazi Temple, so not going the Tron way. Steam Vents, Ragavan. Eldrazi Temple. Double Eldrazi Temple means Kozilek Command or Thognots here. They are thinking maybe because they have both. Or because I think I'm playing other cards. Maybe they have the Thognots here, which is a better play against this. But if I have some removal for it, it's less strong. They can also just Kozilek for 3. Okay, this means Kozilek. And yeah, I would have loved to draw Consign. Maybe they're just cracking the map. That's another option. Weak option. So map crack it is. Oh, not here, sadly. I cannot cast it anyway, but Scion. Probably getting Ogin's Labyrinth to play a 4-drop. Oh, they had the Kozilek. Okay, this is a huge mistake. They could just put the tokens, block with 1 token, and crack the map. What did you lose to? Jeskai control. Jeskai with that control was the loss. It's a hard matchup, I think. Ursa's mine, and the Warrior of Destiny is here, which is a card I don't care much about. Okay, they get my Ragavan, which already did the work it was mean to do. Next turn, if they don't draw a land that makes 2 mana, they don't have another Devourer. They could, but probably not going to happen. My small goblin has first strike. So if they had a double land last turn, they would have played it. This is 3 mana. This is a Flesh Raker. Crack Mag, search Temple. Okay, they have an Ugin under this. So I'm going to discard 2 lands. Try to draw something. Another Draco. Okay, sure. I'm going to exert this and play Ragavan and Draco. This is just some damage, and the Ragavan is not doing too much. So this is 10 damage going at them for sure. Not for sure, but they should have another Devour in hand. You have to remember this. So we know one of their 4 cards. Dismember on. Okay. This did the same amount of damage. They're going to block Ragavan. Go to 4. And with 3 cards, they have to beat my Flying Draco. Sure. Did not happen. Win the game. Okay. Dumping Sphere. Consign. Wear Tear. Bolt is mostly a do-nothing card. Clarion Conqueror is good against Karn and bad against all the rest. Probably it's still worth. I don't like Leyline. I prefer to have some bolts. I think this is it. I think Leyline is a trap against this matchup. So people always think, yeah, Leyline Draco, yeah, best thing I can do in the world. And it's not that good. Okay, our hand is quite decent. We have a Draco that doesn't do much, but the rest. Okay, I keep. Sadly, I have to do Arena of Glory on turn 1. This is nothing. Okay. I drew a land. Fetch. 3 mana. Mind Stone. Okay. This is going to get easily Stubborn Daniel. Easiest Daniel in my life. For sure. Allows me to curve out and takes them off mana. Which is always neat. Okay. I have a 4/4. I could play Dumping Sphere, but it's like always you prefer to put pressure up before you put disruption up, because every disruption you play is getting you extra damage. Stonebrain. Okay, this card is useless. This is a dismember. Sure, no problem. Clarion. So now they have a Stonebrain that isn't even a good card against us. This is Thognots here. Take whatever you want. Probably Draco, but none of my cards are great. Swing for 3. Portico. Draco goes to the graveyard. They're just going for their head. If I draw fetch land, I can Fletch next turn, which is shockingly good. The attack, I go to 14. This does not matter. Mind Stone, that does nothing. Map, that does nothing. Okay. Clarion Conqueror, doing things. Consign. Okay, I'm just gonna hold up Consign and play Dumping Sphere. This takes 1 mana from them out of Eldrazi Temple. Okay, easy win against Eldrazi. This takes have a hard time against us. Okay, we are 3-1 going for the last round. And we play against Max 1. Leyline, Consign, Ragavan, Super Keep. My opponent molts to 6. And I play Leyline. Loaded Strand into Ragamonkey, the biggest thief of the multiverse. Biggest Hyrie thief of the multiverse. Things die. Okay, here play double fetch. I can double surveil if I need or want to. This is probably failure.deck. Overlords. This is a creature on the stack. Red. This remains on top. I'm going to consign the trigger. Okay. Overlord takes down 1 level. Blade. So let's see what they have. This matchup for sure is not easy. Any deck that packs a lot of removal. Okay, another Overlord. And they have Teferis. But they're probably picking Witch Enchanter. Oh, they can pick Planeswalker. I'm going to fetch for 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 Lush Portico and pass. I don't want to get Teferi here. Okay, they have a land. That's bad for me. Witch Enchanter. This gets destroyed. I'm going to search for Triumph. Okay, I'm going to play Flage, Cape Flage, and kill Witch Enchanter. This. Okay, my opponent can do a lot of stuff to stop my Flage. Oh, they don't have blue for Teferi. Okay, that's something I just noticed. So, okay, they're stuck on blue. That's something. Okay, they will get an Overlord back. The Overlord can get whatever. Okay, they have Philia, Witch Enchanter, returns Teferi. They don't have blue. Why they are just returning Teferi non-stop to hand? Okay, to pitch to Solitude. Realize? Yeah, it's also an option. They blink this, and they're going to blink the Solitude. This game is over. I'm not going back from this advantage. Like, it's impossible to come back from that. Stubborn Daniel doesn't do a thing. Consigns to things, run for all the skies. I'm gonna take out another fetch. I'm binding Ragavan is okay. What other card do I not want? Maybe Leyline Binding is not that good. Problem about Leyline Binding is they can play the double-faced land spell and just kill it, and they get a lot of value back. Triple Flage Ragavan, this is not a good hand. Okay, this is a decent hand. I'm going to take out Flage, but my opponent molts to 5. Leyline, Steam Bands, Ragamonkey. My opponent plays Fatal Push and kills my Ragaman. We have a Cabo that's +5. And let's see, opponent has more removal. Witch and Blessed. Okay, this is probably a failure. I'm going to discard a card, which is going to be Flage. Draw a land. And they are probably having failure this turn, but whatever. I cannot stop it, and they're going to play it anyway because they are not losing the mana. So let's just go max value into that. Maybe I can get Flage back on 2 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I discard both cards and draw fetch, I think I have a hasty Flage. So let's see what they have. I'm going to block failure with a token if they don't blink it. If they blink the token, I'm fine. They're not blinking other cards. Phantom Riddler. Riddler me this. Riddler. Okay, this is just warped. I draw fetch land. I think I have it. 1, 2, 3. It's better to fetch here, I guess. You need to attack with Cabo. No, I don't need to. Okay. I'm going to use Fable. This Flage is good enough to win the game. Discard a card. Draw cards. Okay, here I'm going to Flage. So they go to 1 and they cannot fetch. So there was a way we could have escape in there. We draw a card, discard both cards to Fable, and then draw a fetch land of the 2 cards I draw with Fable. So we would have 3, 4 cards and the fetch land. 1, 2, 3, 4, fetch land 5. So same plan. Start a lot of Flages and no lands. I think Consign is the worst card in my hand, so I'm going to put it back on the bottom. But I'm going to draw a Consign next turn. That's like something that always happens. Opponent is Fatal Pushing me 99% of the times. No Fatal Push. Oh, my opponent has to have some, I don't know, be ill or something. Okay, I'm going to attack with Ragavan. Go, monkey, go. This is Philia. I will not trade a Philia for... Okay. Okay, that's a trade I'm happy with. Trading Ragavan for Philia. Philia is a so strong card that I cannot kill in this turn. So Temple and Kavu time. For 5. They have probably an Overlord here. Oh, very Bones, Kavu, sure. Arena of Glory and Fable. So we could get an hasty Flage next turn maybe. Witch Blessed, Enchanter to play another Enchanter. Plus 3, 4. They kill my Fable. Sure, of course. Flage comes and kills the Enchanter. And I attack the Fairy for 2 damage. And the Treasure. You have 3 cards in the graveyard currently. Next turn I could do, if I draw fetch lands, Hasty Kavu and Draco. Overlord, sure. This turn Overlord is not the card you want. Okay, they have a Solitude. Probably, maybe not. They don't have lands in hand because I played this land last turn. They have Ephemerate. We can have a problem, but if not, I want to force them to move. Maybe not something I need to do. Okay, I'm going to attack. Go to 10. Fable. Consign the trigger. Sure. The trigger I want is the draw this card trigger, not the... Okay, now they have Hardcast Solitude and no place. That's very good for me. Oh la la. I'm going to discard Wrath and Scion. Another Arena of Glory. Exert. White. Flage comes down. My opponent is going to Hardcast Solitude on the Flage. Mostly for sure. Ephemerate. I'm going to cast this. Maybe they have another Solitude. Or maybe they have Ephemerate. This is still fine. They blinked an Ephemerate, so they have another Ephemerate in hand. For sure, so that's fine. Ephemerate this. They're consigning their trigger. What are they consigning? My Flage do 3 damage trigger? That surprised me. Solitude lives. Flage is not sacrificed. So I attack. We probably have another consign, but I'm going to attack there. Okay. I think I'm in a very good spot. Okay, next turn I have a Flage incoming. This is a Philia. Okay, Philia. A strong card. But this does not let them have as much life gain as they will wish to. No. They attack, they get Overlord, they get Solitude. Okay. Solitude comes back. I can play Kavu with Arena and get an extra attacker. So this is a second Solitude. This is the first Solitude. Okay. Solitudes. Oh la la. Okay, this flips. Opponent cannot let me go in with my Flage. This goes there, and thanks for letting me draw. And I just pink you. And we win and get a great for 1. So the deck worked pretty well. I think most of the cards did his job perfectly. Sometimes you miss to have another removal that is instant speed and can kill things like Philia, something like that. But the Consign to Memory did things and the rest of the cards did too. I don't know if Wear Tear is a card you really want in the sideboard and you would like to have something like Surgical for it, but the rest is, well, it worked. And we beat Orthof Blink, which is a hard matchup, at least on the numbers. So that's very, very fine. Fletch is a strong card for some reasons. Good.